There is a very blurry look at a pileated woodpecker, largest woodpecker in North America. It is up on that branch. I just had the view through the binoculars. Maybe making a nest up there. Just wanted to invite you guys on another virtual field trip here. We're in the Kettle Moraine again. We are looking at spring ephemeral wildflowers today. So I'm going to introduce you to a few and try to get a good picture of the diversity here. Think about how to identify some of these wildflowers that we have. As you guys can notice, the leaves are just starting to come out now. These spring ephemeral wildflowers rely on the sunlight getting through early, typically April. This year's a little bit behind, as I've said before. All right, let's take a look at our first one here. We actually have a couple right here. This first one of the most popular wildflowers of Wisconsin. It's the trillium. Tri in the name means three. It's got three large white petals. This is large flowered trillium. It's also got three leaves, three sepals as well. Okay, a couple other things here. We have 5 petals, small, tiny. This is wood anemone. So again, 5 white petals, about 4 to 5 inches tall. It's a pretty characteristic one. This right here looks like wild cucumber. They don't flower till later on, but having grown a lot of cucumbers, I know what they look like at the beginning stages. Wild cucumber. I don't know anybody that eats them. Let's take a look around here, see what else we can find. This forest is mostly made up of large red oak. That's what that woodpecker was in. Another big one here. A few sugar maples mixed in. Mostly an oak maple forest here. All right. Beautiful spot, isn't it? This is only about 2 miles from my house, so I come here quite a bit. All right, let's look down here. I did see a couple of different things down here. See if I can find them or not. You can see this is a ash. We talked about ash before, but this one's got all the bark chipped off. You see that lighter coloration on the bark? Chances are the pileated woodpecker has ripped all that bark off already. Okay, let's go up this way. Here's some real giant trilliums. You can see my hand there, the size of that one. That's a nice one. Okay, moving up. Trying not to trip on stuff here. Another very common one in Wisconsin. A couple of common ones up here. This is the leaf of wild geranium. Really net-like veins on the leaf. Flowers are just starting. I saw a couple blooming, but I don't see them right now. All right, moving up here. These, a lot of people call these umbrella plants. Mayapple is the more common name. About 18 inches tall. It'll have a flower, one of the nicest smelling things in the woods. And then come August, you can actually pick it. It's an apple size, probably about the size of a golf ball. My brother makes jam out of those. One thing you can tell in this woods, the next generation of plants is really trying to get a start here. These are all baby sugar maples. And they're a shade tolerant tree, which means they can start growing in shade. Oaks really need an opening to get started. So eventually this forest might change into more sugar maple than what it currently is. Here's a pretty common plant. I'm not sure of the exact variety, but that is a sedge. Looks like a grass. There's really 3 types of grass-like things around. We have sedges, which have edges. If I pulled a blade there, you can see it has like a V-shaped stem. A little bit hard to focus in on there, but grasses are round. Here's a grass, round stem, and what do you know? Here's a rush as well. So right in this area we have sedge, grass, and a rush, all grass-like plants. Let's look for a couple more to round out the day. You may have heard that moss typically grows on the north side of trees. Looks like this is pretty much true. This is the south side now, where you can see some moss. It's kind of an old myth that you can tell your direction if you're lost, at which side of the tree the moss is on. So that might be it for things that are blooming now. Oh, here's one more. I think most of you guys saw this one when I did the ID practice. This looks like common blue violet to me, and I may be doing a little bit more research on that when I get back to make sure that's true. All right, so that is spring in a deciduous forest. Thanks for coming along.